It was 62 years.
No. Angela, is this too far forward?
Oh no, you're fine. And if people want to be on camera, feel free to move up. 'Cause
That's okay. I'm allergic to camera.
we have the same
Supposed to go down.
disease.
Same.
All right. Wow. Welcome in. So nice to see you.
Low 40s would be for us.
30s.
Well, let's see. Glad to see all of you. I hope you're feeling okay and well and doing good and ready for the week ahead. But like I like to remind everybody, you don't have to be or feel a certain way to come to yoga. So this is a practice, first and foremost, just about being with what is, and to be able to train our minds to be with the present moment, to have the thoughts that are constantly spinning like a ceiling fan around in the mind all the time, just the same thoughts. I believe it's up to upwards of 80% of the thoughts that we think every day are the same thoughts. So, and if you're thinking something, you already know it, right? So why do you have to think about it? So we want to try to begin to put ourselves back in the driver's seat, so to speak, so that the brain and the mind and the thoughts aren't the ones leading us around, but that we're able to tether the mind, we're able to harness it, and we're able to drive it in the direction that we want to go. Because we do have brains for a purpose, and it is a tool. It's important if you're doing, if you're running a business and you're trying to do the inventory of that business, and you need to know what it is you have on hand, what it is that you've sold. I mean, these are important calculations that the brain needs to make. But too often it's interfering and unnecessary. And so that's what we just want to learn, how to use this brain in a way that it's most optimal, so that it can be healing for us and not harmful. Is this distracting for you to have this in your view? Okay. Yeah, feel free to switch around if it is. So a good thing that we can do in order to get the mind to land and bring it into more of our control is to be able to tether it to something. So we're going to tether it to our breath right now. We're going to work with the breath that's already happening in the body in the present moment. And by putting all of the focus, the awareness on that breathing, we're making the mind come into one point or concentrate on something, right? It's on something that we wanted to focus on. So it doesn't have to be the breath, but the breath is a convenient bridge in order to tether it to, because we know that it's always happening in the present moment. So as you're here, you just notice, and maybe it's the first time today that you notice that you are breathing, and to begin to work with that breath. So let's just breathe in more full, more deep, so that you draw the air as deep as you can into the lungs. Notice what that does to the body. It expands the chest. Maybe you even have a belly breath here, which is optimal. When you exhale, you just notice that things contract and start to settle down. And just like that, without it being forced or aggressive, just doing your best to try to breathe in deep and full through the nose if it's possible, if that's comfortable for you. And out through the nose as well, because the nose is a natural filter on the body. It's going to help to warm the air, and it's going to help to clean the air. But not everybody breathes comfortably through the nose, so just like anything else that I say, it's a suggestion. This is a yoga buffet. You take what you want, you leave the rest according to what your tastes are on any particular day. But the deep breathing is really the meat and potatoes. That's the chef's specialty, so to speak, on this buffet menu, because deep breathing isn't natural, and so that's what's going to cultivate the focus. So I'll keep reminding you for that reason, are you breathing deeply? And if you find that you've gotten distracted, you've gotten away from that practice, and just at the next breath where you notice yourself, you can catch yourself and just come right back to that deep, smooth breathing. So it's smooth and it's deep, and that's the priority. That's what makes this a meditation. That's what makes this yoga. And as you do this and you breathe deep and smooth, you might find that the mind still wants to jump around, and that's very normal. And that's okay. We're just training it, just like we are any puppy that we want to keep coming back, training it to go back to that pee pad. We're not forceful, we're not aggressive. We just gently guide it right back where we want it to go. I know it can feel quite boring at times, like when are we going to get to the next thing? Is this all we came here to do today? Is listen to her and breathe? Right. But try not to underestimate the power of this, because that stress that's being made in your mind is the #1 contributor to the health problems in the body. So the more that we can work with the breath, the better we can live for much longer. And as we do start to make movements here, again, use the breath as an indication to back off, so that if you find it becomes a little choppy or erratic, you know, if anyone was listening to you breathe, you just want them to think that you were in a calm and peaceful place. At least it sounds that way. So only going to the edge of what feels right for you, and that's something that you have to find. No yoga instructor can tell you where to go. So while we're here, how about we'll just take the hands down by the sides here and start to lengthen those fingertips down. And as you do that, we'll feel a little more grounding energy as you press the bottom of your spine down, both your sits bones and your tailbone at the bottom of the spine. Just press that a little bit down into the chair and feel the crown of the head lift a little bit higher. So you've just given yourself a little spinal adjustment. And as the fingertips point downwards, it'll help you to bring those shoulders down the back. You can clear a little space for your ears here, and just feel that breath in the body as you breathe deeply in and you breathe smoothly out. And then I've got a little trick for you. Anytime that you do feel that you're seated somewhere and you're finding yourself to be slouching or compressing and hunching over, you could do this to try to adjust to sit upright. You could take your hands, bring them up to the sky with the palms facing towards one another, and really lift those fingertips up as you press your tailbone down. And then take the elbows out like a cactus. The palms will face forward. You'll notice how that's going to slide the shoulders down the back. And then from here, you turn the palms upwards and you rest the hands down onto your lap. You might notice that that just gives you a little postural adjustment, and you could do those movements anytime when you're just feeling a little achy or like you're hunched too much. So let's practice that again. So let's inhale the arms up to the sky, reach them up, and then bend the elbows, come out, let those shoulders slide back and down, and then take those palms and just let them rest onto your lap. And then as you're here, notice as your palms are facing towards the sky and the back of the hands resting on the thighs. You can call in any kind of an intention that you might have for your practice today, any kind of quality or feeling that you're looking to cultivate. Perhaps it's to have some more steadiness. In yoga, they use the word equanimity quite often, to just have a balanced mind through all of the waves and vicissitudes of our life. Maybe you would like some more joy or peace or abundance in your life. So just setting that intention for your practice and not underestimating what the power of prayer, the power of our intentions can do. right? They're just scratching the surface right now on what this brain is capable of. So we want to utilize it in all the ways that we can for optimal reasons of health and wellness. That is the goal. And then we'll take the hands to prayer at the heart space just to seal all of that in, gathering it into our heart. And once you get here, let's just start to rub those palms a little bit back and forth. We'll create some heat energy around that, some fire, some warmth. And once you feel like you've got it really nice and warm, just imagining like you've got a piece of saltwater taffy in there, you're getting it nice and loose. And then on an inhale, we're gonna take that piece of taffy and we're just gonna expand it a little open. And then go ahead and draw it back in. And then inhale, lengthening that taffy. And then exhale back together. A little wider, let's open it. And then draw it back together. And then take one hand, stack it on top of the other. We're gonna go in a vertical direction to stretch on the inhale. And then come on back down as you exhale. Again, inhaling, maybe a little longer to pull. And exhaling to draw it down. Take it this way one more time. Inhale, up and down. And exhale, down and back. Let's flip it over. Take it the other way. Inhale, smooth. And come down. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Try that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to go on a diagonal. Doesn't matter which way. Inhale to pull. And then come on back together. Matching breath with movement. And come on back. One more for the power of threes. Pull it out. And come on back. And then other direction. Go ahead and pull, inhale. And then close as you exhale. Again, inhaling. And exhaling. Take that one more time. Pull it out. And then come on back. Now we're gonna go horizontal, go left to right, all the way out, 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 out until that taffy breaks at the middle. Let's let it drop. Hands out to the sides, press it wide, stretch the chest, lift the crown of the head, and then some circles here in one direction, doesn't matter which. Starting to strengthen our shoulders, rotating that bone in the joint socket, feeling all the different muscles that protect that joint, getting stronger as we keep those arms lifted. We keep that breath full. We'll keep going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep the arms lifted, keep them pressing. We're just gonna stretch the wrist the other way. Drop the fingers down, and then whatever way you were circling, go the opposite way. Good. And try to keep that spine long, try not to hunch. Try to keep working those shoulder muscles. I know it gets tiring as time goes on. See if you can breathe into that fire a little bit, experiencing that heat in the body for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift both arms up to the sky, reach high, and then take it out to the side like we did earlier. Cactus the arms. Take an inhale here, and then go ahead and rest those hands back on the thighs. Feel the warmth that you created, feeling the biceps even turn on here, the shoulder muscles. And then rest the hands onto the lap here, palms turning down. We'll take the chin down to the chest. Take a deep breath like you're breathing into the back of the neck here, and then exhale to let it go. On your next inhale, start to draw the chin up towards the sky, not throwing the head back, just a nice stretch at the front of the throat. And then exhale, go ahead and bring it on down. Again, inhale, raising the chin up towards the sky. And then exhaling, go ahead and bringing it down. Do that one more time. Inhale, raise the chin, breathe deep. And then exhale to bring it down. Good. Head's gonna come back to center. Take your right arm, we're gonna float it out to the side, opening up the chest here. Use your left fingertips to kind of press your shoulder open And then start to draw your left ear down towards your left shoulder for a moment. Just feel the stretch there. Inhaling and exhaling. Again, inhale and exhale. Now leave your left ear to the left shoulder. Go ahead and place the left hand down onto the lap. Take that right hand and bring it down behind the chair. You might grab onto it, it might not be necessary, but keep that right shoulder kind of open and back, and then start slowly to turn to look down towards your left shoulder. And you'll just feel into some different little strands over here on the right side of the neck as you breathe in deep, full breaths. And exhale. Take another inhale here. And exhale fully. And then bring that right hand back onto the lap. Take the chin back down to the chest, and then bring it up to center to straighten out. Take the shoulders up to the ears, give them a good squeeze and breathe. Exhale, relax, and let them go. Take your left arm, go ahead and bring it out to the side like an airplane wing, but the palm can face forward here. Now start to draw your right ear towards the shoulders. You take the right fingertips and you kind of help that little piece of meat there at the front of the shoulder, that muscle, you want to kind of wrap that open, because we spend so much time hunched over phones and desks and steering wheels. So we want to really give our pectoral muscles a chance to stretch, give ourselves a chance to expand, as well as getting into the side of the neck here on the left. Breathe in and breathe out. Now take that right hand, float it down to the lap. The left hand's gonna come back and maybe even wrap that chair a little bit. And then really easily, just feeling into things very slowly, start to roll that chin down towards the right collarbone. So we begin to look down at the right shoulder now. Breathe in full deep breaths and breathe out. Again, inhaling and exhaling. Now leave your left hand where it is. We're gonna roll the chin down towards the chest, but take the right hand back behind you as well. And then scoot your butt a little bit forward on the chair. Keep the shoulders wrapping down the back. And on an inhale, start to raise your chin and lift your heart towards the horizon. So we're like that lady at the bow of the ship, breathing in deep and full, and breathing out. Again, inhaling and exhaling. Take one more here, full deep breaths. Now take your hands, release them from behind the back of the chair, bring them to the knees, and round the back. Tuck the chin in towards the chest, stretch the back of the shoulders, hug your belly in towards the spine, curl your tailbone under, give everything a good squeeze there, and then some cat-cows. So go ahead and take the hands, slide them towards the hips, and lift the heart. This is cow pose here. We bend in the thoracic spine, and when you exhale, you round everything out like a Halloween cat. Let it go. And then inhale, breathe and arch, and exhale, let it go. Now, if you want to try puppy pose, when you breathe in through the nose, deep and full, come to cow. When you exhale, you stick out the tongue. Sorry, it's lion's breath, not puppy pose. Breathe in deep, inhale, exhale, lions. Inhale, oh, not the puppy, it's the cat. Here we go. One more, inhale, I gotta get rid of that one. Beautiful, all right, come on back to sitting. Recalibrate, find your breath, find your seat, find mountain pose. And then we'll move into some sun salutations here. So let's take the hands down by the sides, palms facing forward. On an inhale, we'll raise both arms to the sky. Now we're gonna twist it open to the right. So left arm comes forward, right hand comes back. Inhale, lift it up, turn that torso forward. Exhale, twist it to the left. Now come back up to the sky, inhale, take that cactus, open up the arms, bend at the elbows. Inhale here, press those forearms towards one another. Inhale again, open it up, lift the heart. As you exhale, come down to a forward fold, drop your heavy head. Let's stay here for a moment on this round. Just shake your head out, let anything release out of there you want to let go. Allow anything that's not skillful or helpful to you, just like this waterfall is running down your spine, you just let it rinse out, down through the forehead, out into the earth, letting it go. Now from here, we'll take what's called half flat back. So the palms come to the shins, the knees, the thighs, but the goal is to try to lengthen the spine as long as possible, keeping the lower belly hugged in and feeling your back muscles turn on. And we're getting some space in between those vertebrae back there. So breathe nice and deep, inhale. Next exhale, come back to that forward fold, drop it down. And then a strong movement, press down through both feet, reach and rise all the way up to the sky. Once you get there, the palms connect. We're gonna come down through prayer, interlace, and press those palms forward. Good, stretch the back of the neck, tuck the chin into the throat, feel into that shape. On an inhale, take both palms up to the sky, reach it high. And as you exhale, just clear the space. Anything you don't want, get it away from you, let it go. Once you come back down, the shoulders will roll to the ears and then drop it down. Just let it go. Hands back to the left for a moment. Find that breath. And we'll go through all of that, just a moving meditation. Many of you have done the sequence before, even if it's new to you, you just make it your own. The main thing is to try to connect the breath to the movement. So if my pace is not right for you, you can change it. Just try to have the beginning of the movement, start at the beginning of the inhale, you end it, and then you start the movement. As you exhale, you end it. And that way everything matches and you're keeping your mind, your awareness on that connection. So here we go. Hands will come start down by the sides, and on an inhale, raise it up to the sky. As you exhale, twist it to the right. On an inhale, back up, reach high. Exhale, other side. Come on back up on the inhale, breathe in. As you exhale, elbows come out wide. Take an inhale here, exhale for the chest press. Come back open, inhale. Now forward fold as you exhale. Half flat back, hands to shins, lengthen it out. And then back to forward fold, let it all go. On an inhale, press and rise all the way up to the sky, palms connect. Same exhale, come down and press it forward. Inhale, reach those palms high, get tall. Exhale, let it all go. And on an inhale, shoulders roll, open the mouth, release it. And then you notice just the effects of the movements, how you're feeling, how energy starts to shift. We'll do one more round of the sun salutations if you want it. Remember, you can always take breaks. If it feels right to you and you're ready, here we go. Trying it again just to refine it a little more each time. Inhale, breathe deep. Exhale, twist it open. Back to the sky, they call it upward salute. And then exhale, twist it left. Upward salute, breathe in. Cactus the elbows, breathe out. Stay for the inhale. Let's show a chest press. Come back open for the cactus. And then drop it down for forward fold. Find your half flat back to decompress. Back to forward fold as you exhale. Inhale, reach it all the way up to the sky, palms touch. Exhale down and interlace, press forward. Inhale, reach it high, lengthen out. Exhale, clear the space, let it go. Shoulders high, inhale, open up, exhale, release. Good, recalibrate, find the breath, and it's just one pose at a time, one movement at a time, noticing how we're feeling, not getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start to heel toe. Those feet a little bit wide, toes will be out, heels are in. Take your hands onto your knees here, and then let's twist. So take your right shoulder, go ahead and drop it down towards your left knee. Maybe use the right hand here to press that inseam of the right thigh a little more open and find some length along the side body. When you're ready, we're going to twist to the other side. So now pressing the opposite thigh open, reaching the head away, feeling down into the feet, staying grounded, breathing full. Come on back to the other side for the twist. This time we'll reach that arm across the body. Go ahead and expand all of your fingers, nice and strong. Really open up that palm. And then squeeze all the fingers in, make a strong fist here. Again, open up the palm, let it go wide, feel yourself expand. And then squeeze that palm really tight. Now drop that arm all the way down, just let it dangle. You can come to rest on the forearm here, on the thigh, and just let that right arm kind of swing, maybe some figure eights, letting the neck stretch a little bit. Bring your right hand to your right hip now, and then turn your chest forward. So I'm still leaning towards my left knee. I've got some length here on the bottom part of my torso, so I'm not collapsing down into the shoulder, but I'm using this forearm to give me some strength and some leverage to lengthen. Like I just felt my back crack when I did that. Okay, so I'm like adjusting myself to get longer, even in this side bend. My heart is open. Now you could stay like this, or you could move to side angle pose, which is to bring the right arm straight up to the sky, fingertips reach up. You feel an opening in that shoulder joint, things start to expand. Now you could stay like that, or you could turn the palm to face the ear and reach away. And as I do that, my anchor right now is my right hip. I'm pressing it down, my right foot as well, grounded, and I'm reaching those fingertips away, still lengthening the spine. Looking up if you want some more for your neck muscles, looking forward or down if that strains your neck. I know I've had you here a while, give it one more little reach and then use a little side abdominal, come back up, back to center, land that hand onto the opposite knee, and then take some circles. And it's got that cat-cow movement when we do this, where you're contracting on the way in. You can even squeeze your bathroom muscles, and you press and rounds open on your, arch on your way forward. Good, now we're gonna come back the other way. Nice mindful transition, opposite direction. Come on back to center. I want you to heel toe those feet back to neutral, and then take your right toes, slide them forward on the floor, stretch the top of the right foot, and then go ahead and slide that heel back in towards you. Do that again, slide the toes forward and slide it back in. This time, slide the toes forward, flex the foot, and then point it, and then flex. Now circle it around, one direction. Start to move some of that synovial fluid in that joint. And then let's go the other direction. Good, take your right heel, press that leg strong and forward. forward. So best you can, getting the quadricep muscle engaged. Now notice what your back is doing and see if you can lift up. You might even bring your hands down along the sides of the chair. Wrap the shoulders down the back, lift the crown of the head, and turn the lower belly so that it hugs towards the spine. From here, you could stay just like this, or if you want, you could reach your left arm up to the sky like a toy soldier here, maintaining that length. Want a little more, go with the right arm up to the sky. And then last little bit, if you want, you could press down into that bottom foot. See if you can lift that leg off the chair just a millimeter without leaning back or forward for 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead and let that go. Take your hands, interlace them underneath of your right thigh and start to make some circles in one direction. Moving up the leg, getting into the hip joint now. And then go ahead and reverse that. Make sure you're still breathing that deep, full breaths. Good. Let's interlace at the top of the right shin. Go ahead and squeeze that knee towards the body. We'll stretch those hip flexors. You can even tuck the chin into your throat here, stimulating the thyroid gland. Maybe a hard swallow. So it helps regulate our blood sugar, metabolism. And then drop that foot back down onto the floor. Go ahead and lengthen that spine, sit up tall, grab the sides of the chair again, and then lift that right foot up to a hover where the knee is bent 90 degrees. And then open the door, and then close it in. Open, and close. We're gonna take it for 3, and close, and 2, and close, and 1. Stay here. Sit up a little taller. Take your left arm out to the side this time like an airplane wing. Maybe the right hand comes to follow. If you want more, you can start to press that heel. Try to do it without leaning to one side or the other. Breathe really full here. Don't miss a breath for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and let that go. Scooch up a little bit and just rinse it all out. Nice. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and come back into your seat. Spread the knees open wide. Heels are in. Hands are gonna come onto the knees. This time we're gonna drop our left shoulder over towards our right knee. Get that stretch. And then switch it up, come over to the other side. Now come back, drop the opposite shoulder, and then reach that arm across. Spread the fingers really wide here, expand the palm, and then show me the good grip strength. Go ahead and make that really strong fist. Do that one more time. Open up the hand nice and wide, and then grip it in nice and tight. Now take that hand, just drop it down, allow those neck strands to open up as you dangle, maybe some waves with that arm. Good, now we'll come and we'll use the right forearm as some leverage on the right thigh. Left hand's gonna come to the hip and we'll turn our torso towards the center here. So again, just kind of not dumping into the shoulder, allowing myself to get a little long on both sides of my spine to the best that I can. And then with the chest and the heart open, moving towards side angle pose, trying to reach those fingertips as straight up from that shoulder joint as possible. So maybe take a peek and just see if you can get that arm a little bit straighter, because you're gonna notice that you're gonna make some space here on the side of the waist. And then if it feels good for you and you wanna turn that palm and reach away from that left hip, that left foot, extended side angle is this pose here. And we keep pressing down. There's always those anchors as we make length and space, using the breath here to expand the lungs. Inhaling And exhaling. And then coming on up to center. This time we'll take our hands just like we've got this big stick in front of us. Nice October month. Let's get some witch's brew. Just start to stir that big pot around like you're moving through something really thick. And then after your next stir, go ahead and stir it in the opposite direction. Come on through. Yeah, really getting what they call Agni or fire in the belly here. All the metabolism fired up with those digestive juices, working the core muscles. One more circle here, nice and strong. And then hands are gonna come back onto the thighs. Let's heel toe it back to the center line. Find your mountain pose. Now we'll take the left toes, go ahead and place them forward, stretch the top of the foot, and then slide that heel back in. Again, inhale forward and exhale back. Let's take it forward. We'll flex and then point and flex. And then round out in that ankle joint. One direction and then the other. Good. Now from here, let's just flex that foot straight out ahead of us. So working on our quadricep muscles, sitting up tall, maybe grabbing the sides of the chair here just to allow those shoulders to come down the back. This is plenty if you want to stay. Otherwise, if you want to reach the left arm up to the sky, toy soldier here, or that L shape, bringing the other hand up to the sky, maybe even lifting that thigh up off of the chair, feeling some core engagement for 3, 2, and 1, and then letting that go, release. Come underneath of the left thigh now, and we'll take some circles into that hip joint. And then going in the other direction, and I'm aware of what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Mind, body, breath in one place. From here, take the hands, interlace them at the top of the shin. Draw that knee in towards the body. You can round the back on this one as you tuck the chin to the chest, maybe swallow. Maybe imagining someone that supports you, giving you a nice pat on the back there, saying good job for coming today, for nourishing yourself. And then bring that foot down. Perhaps grab the sides of the chair once more. Hover the left foot so the knee's still bent 90 degrees. We're just working and strengthening the hip flexors that help us walk upstairs. We'll open up the door and then we'll close it. We'll take it for 4 and then bring it forward for 3 and forward for 2 and forward. Staying on the last one, sitting up a little bit taller. Right arm comes out like an airplane wing, followed by the left. Maybe you press that heel forward, breathe deep for 3, 2, and 1, and then let it go. All right, from here, let's all have a stand. I lost my filming, so much for that. Oh, I still have it. All right. Let's come into downward facing dog, shall we? So, okay, we do have some rubber at the bottom of these chairs, but you're not on mats, so could be a little bit slidey. Be careful of that. I want you to have your hands at the back of the chair, and then start to walk your feet back until you find a variation of downward dog that works for you. I tend to try to get my heels lined up with my hips. You guys good? And then mostly you would like to try to separate your feet so that they're at least the width of your hips. You could have a wider down dog, but at minimum, hips width apart. And then the knees will probably start with a generous bend because our priority in down dog is the spine. We want to lengthen the spine as much as we can. So everything from your tailbone to your brainstem should be elongating. The ears might drop down in between the biceps here, but it's like someone's got a hook in your tailbone, they're lifting it up. Once that feels like you're at your edge there, if you want to start to straighten the knees a little bit more, you'll really start to work into the back of those hamstrings there. And then find the breath. So when I breathe in, the belly expands, back of the chest, back of the heart expands, and then when I breathe out, I hug the belly in towards the spine. Again, inhaling deep and full, and then exhaling everything out. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then slowly start to walk the feet towards the chair here. We'll find a tree pose. So for tree pose, let's stay behind the chair today. And I'm just gonna come out so I can demonstrate. So you'll have your hands to start onto the chair. You're gonna turn your right toes towards the right and then bring the sole of the right foot inside of the left, wherever feels right. You can keep the toes on the floor if you want to try to bring it to the calf muscle or higher up the leg, it's up to you. And then one hand will come to the heart, and then you can just practice some balance there with both hands to the heart. Now, one of the keys here is to find a spot on the floor for your eyes to gaze and to stay with that. That's going to help you balance as you steady the eyes. You also want to press into all parts of the foot that's on the floor, and you want to press the sole of the right foot into the standing leg so that there's an equal pressure against each other there. You can rest the tongue at the roof of the mouth and then lift the crown of the head up towards the sky. And there's always a little bit of movement, even when we're trying to be still. When we try to move, there's stillness within movement. So it's all happening in yoga. We just be with what is and we practice that equanimity. Deep, full breaths, that's the priority. Give yourself one more moment here to practice. And then exhale, go ahead and let it go. We're going to take a little break. Come over to the right side of your chair. Take your right foot, go ahead and step it 1 foot forward. Okay. So you have the chair here if you want to use it to stabilize for some balance. We're going to do a little bit of a Tai Chi movement. You may not need it, but the way that the movement goes, I'm just going to show you, is that you rock the weight, and as you rock the weight forward onto the front foot, you bend into that knee. So it's like you're practicing shifting your weight forward. And the arms are going to press forward unless you want to hold on to the chair. Now, when you come back, your hands are going to pull back towards your hips, and your weight is going to shift onto that back foot, and you could even lift the right toes towards you so that you're getting a little stretch in that calf muscle. Okay, so that's the movement. We press forward, and then we pull it back. And press forward, and pull it back. And you're just practicing shifting the weight of your body onto different feet, back and forth, right? So we're creating some stability as we create instability, and it's all part of the practice of training ourselves to be steady in these movements, yeah? Coming forward and back. Now this time, if you want, you can even go in a circle like you're clearing the table. And then here. And 3. can take those circles in the other way. So coming forward, and forward, and forward, and forward. Good. Great. Okay, step it back in, bring your hands to your hips, and start to make some circles. One direction, just getting any stickiness out of that back. And then we'll go in the other direction. Good. All right. Coming back to a little bit of balance work, we'll come back. Our left leg is going to be the standing leg. We'll stand by the side of the chair here. You can place your left hand on your chair to start. We'll take the right hand to the right hip, and then begin to bring that knee up towards your chest. So as you do this, re-ground through the bottom leg. What you're going to do here is, it's a very subtle movement with some internal rotation of the hip in the hip joint, the ball of the femur in the hip socket, okay? So just turn your right toes a little bit inwards towards, let's say 10 or 11 o'clock, trying to keep the knee steady. And then go ahead and turn them towards 1 or 2. And then this way, without turning the knee with you. So can you just turn the toes? And it's a really subtle movement of that ball moving in the socket, back and forth. Good. 2 more. Okay, leave them straight forward, re-ground. Maybe for a moment, see if you can bring the right arm up to the sky. Maybe left hand, see if you can steady, breathe deep, little Karate Kid, and then go ahead and let it go, walk it off. Good job. All right, bring your hands down to your knees now. Make some circles here. One direction. And then the other. Now come behind a chair and we'll practice that tree pose again. So now your right leg is going to be your standing leg, and you're going to bring the sole of the left foot inside wherever feels right to you. So find a place to practice there. And so one of the harder aspects, you know, even when you have the balance and if you're using your hands or not, is to try to straighten the spine and to not lean to one side. So trying to have that equal pressure against the sole of the foot and the inseam of the right leg, and those other points of connection. Right big toe firmly grounded, tongue resting at the roof of the mouth, crown of the head lifting towards the sky. And if you want to bring the hands to prayer at the heart space, keep focus on your, they call it drishti in yoga, your focal point. And then make sure you're not holding your breath. So we want to keep that smooth. Even if we're falling all over the place, we want to make sure we don't miss a breath the whole time. Take another moment there just to practice, find your edge, and then let it go, release it. Good. Let's take the left foot, take it a step forward. You'll come over to the upper side of your chair. And then from here, remember that the movement is kind of a rocking forward and a shifting back. And then you can incorporate the hands. So a push and a pull, and a push and a pull. And you can really try to extend it out and pull on back and push and pull and push and pull. And then we'll clear the table. Yep. Around. So purposely just creating the instability and the shifts so that we can practice stabilizing in different ways. One more time in this direction, and then go ahead and take those circles the other way. Beautiful. Little qigong, tai chi exercises in our yoga practice. Just such a nice complement. One more. Good, okay. We'll take a break from that. And then from here, let's see. Let's do a little bit with our pelvis. So take your left toes and bring them out to the side. Lift the heel, hands on the hips to start. Just start to make some circles around. Yes, little Elvis moves his pelvis in this, and you can even bring your arm up a little bit. Do a little dance.
You just switched to disco.
Thank you. John Travolta. All right, here we go. Other side. Right foot comes forward. Little hip roll. And then maybe the arm. Good. Stretching all those parts. All right. Take it back in. We're gonna go with our standing leg balance. So make the right leg the standing leg, and we'll bring the left hand to the left hip. Start to draw that knee up in front of you, and then do your best here. So the largest muscle in your body is called your psoas, and you don't see it from the outside. It runs from the middle of your back down through back and through the pelvic floor, into the front of the thigh here. Really strong, and that really gets turned on when you're in these standing postures. So from here, you want to, first the foot is flexed, and then we're just turning the toes and trying to keep the knee as stable as possible, and then turning them to the other side. So not easy, it's not a major movement, but it's like we're trying to articulate the hip joint in a subtle way, back and forth. And then bring it straight forward, re-straighten out here, and if you'd like, you could bring, we do here, one hand to the sky, maybe both hands to the sky if you want. Can lift that up, a little Karate Kid, and then go ahead and let it go and walk that out. Good. Let's hold on to the chair here for a moment. Just shift onto the left foot, circle that ankle around, loosen the joint both ways. And then the other foot. Excellent. Okay, where am I at? All right, let's finish here with the sun salutations, and we'll do the same ones that we did in the chair. You know the routine now. We'll try them standing. So it's kind of like an advanced game of Simon Says. Follow along. Hands down by the sides to start. Feel your mountain pose. Feel your connection to Mother Earth below you. And then the lengthening of the crown of the head towards the sky. When you're ready, on a big inhale, bring both arms up to the sky, reach high. Now twist the upper body towards the right. Come on back up, upward salute. And then exhale, turn it to the left. Back to the sky as you inhale. Cactus out those arms as you exhale. Take an inhale here, chest press. Back open, inhale, and then drop your heavy head, exhale. Half flat back on the inhale, breathe deep. Exhale your way to forward fold. Now press and rise all the way to the sky. Breathe in, hands down the center line, interlace, press them forward. On an inhale, raise it up, breathe deep. As you exhale, clear the slate. Take the shoulders to the ears, inhale, exhale, ha. Take another moment, breathe through the nose. and out through the nose. Again, like that, breathing in and breathing out. We'll do one more round if you want it. Remember, you can always take a break or sit back in your seat. No shame in yoga. If you're ready, here we go. Last round. Inhale. Exhale, let's twist. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the left. Back up on the inhale, then the elbows exhale. Take an inhale here. Press those forearms together. Open it back up wide, inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Take that half flat back to decompress. Exhale, drop the heavy head low. Now press and rise all the way to the sky. Touch the palms. Come down through center and press it away. Inhale to lengthen it up. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, those shoulders roll to the top. Open the mouth, let it out. And then find that breath. Find your center. And when you're ready, nice and easy, have a seat. All right, I will invite you right now to let go of the deep breathing. Hopefully we've gotten that mind a little more settled, more calm, focused on what we're doing. I'll also invite you just to stay with me these last couple of minutes of class where we practice our gratitude here. So if it feels comfortable to close your eyes, please do so. If not, it's not for everybody. Just find a place that's on the ground and you can softly look at one thing there. And then bring your mind's eye to the space of the heart. And with the heart beating in your chest, hopefully your body maybe more fatigued but more relaxed and the mind more settled. As you just breathe naturally, notice the breath that's moving in and out. And every time that you breathe in, maybe imagining that there is a light or a lamp that's right inside of the center of your heart. And when you inhale, that light just shines a little more brightly and illuminates the heart space and the whole chest area. And when you exhale, it just dims a little bit. But it's that natural light, that breathing, and you notice the shine as you inhale, and then a little dimming as you exhale. Maybe there's a color to your light, whatever color comes to mind. Being aware of that life inside of us, that energy that's flowing and moving. And when we breathe it in, we just shine a little bit brighter, and it relaxes on the out breath. Anytime the mind becomes distracted, just bring it back right to that heart space, noticing the inhale and the exhale, watching your light shine as you breathe in and out. this place of peace and relaxation, and this feeling of gratitude for that life force and that energy. We'll seal it all in by bringing the hands to prayer at the space of the heart, giving thanks to our bodies, to our breath, to our community, that we're here, we're healthy enough to show up, to be together, to practice yoga. We'll take the thumbs to the third eye space for clarity of thought, and then move the fingers to the lips for compassion in our speech, both to ourselves and one another. And then back to the space of the heart, consistency of action, where it really matters. And we allow this practice to help guide us in what we think, say, and do. I want to thank all of you for coming today. This is a real pleasure to be here with you on Tuesday mornings. I hope you have wonderful 2 weeks, and I hope to see you in 2 weeks. Same place, same time. Bye. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
So there's no class the next 2 weeks?
So, no class here next Tuesday. I will be here the next Tuesday after that. I will still be at the Bay Avenue Community Center this Friday, following Friday, 10 a.m. So I know that whole week is off next week at St. Francis. So if you want to come on Friday to Bay Avenue, you're welcome. I know. I will be there Sunday for a little bit, but yeah. It is, yeah. I'm going away this weekend.
I don't want to